So, I think, Michael, finally, I might be ready to go.
Okay. So, got to press that other one there. And away we go. All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
One sheet. Are you recording your end?
Yeah.
You doing the MP3 thing? Yes. Yep. Cool.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
good.
Yep. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Aussie Max Zone 137. Again, we've got Garth here for the fun of it. How are you, Sire?
G'day, Michael. How are you?
Good, mate.
I'm pretty good.
Not too hot for you up there? Nice weather?
At the moment, it's been beautiful.
Yeah.
The mornings are getting a little bit darker, aren't they, as we go to work?
Yes.
I don't know about you, but not long ago I was walking off and it was daylight. Now it's getting just a bit darker when I take off in the morning. So.
Yeah, coming home in the afternoon, yes.
Yeah, winter is coming.
So, just a reminder that we are brought to you each week by athwebhosting.com.au. Don't forget they've got domain registration available, and there's so many more domains these days with .sydney, .brisbane, probably .gold coast, .family. There's heaps and heaps of all these little domains that they have these days. So, yeah.
I didn't know about the Brisbane and Sydney and the capital city type ones. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Might
it
have
could
to
be
get onto
Glenn Superstar at Gold Coast.
that. Could be.
So,
Have to find out about Gold Coast is there.
yeah. They do accept PayPal. You can chuck in 250 scripts with just one click. They use the famous C panel and just starts at $5.95 per month when paid annually. So, yeah, get in and give it a go. Honestly, it works good. I'm just setting another one up for a company on there. So, that'll be good.
Excellent.
So, we've had a couple of little stories this week, which is good to hear. So, The Verge reported that Apple says it has the most effective security organisation in the world. So, on top of all of the discussions we've had regarding breaking into phones, etc., the press briefing with Apple engineers was highly technical, including details that were previously undisclosed and in some cases might require deep knowledge of security protocol to understand. But it doesn't take a degree in computer science to understand the timing and relevance of the briefing. Apple is currently at odds with the US government over the issue of encryption, and while the government is exerting pressure on Apple to make the iPhone less secure and to cooperate when it comes to obtaining crucial digital information, the company is adamant that doing so would compromise the privacy and security of consumers. And they reckon that the chances of a bug deep within the iPhone are very, very low, Apple says. So there'll be a link to the actual full story there. But so what do you think about that, my friend?
Oh, I think it's amazing openness that they've come out and give such a detailed briefing on it. I mean, usually they go, yeah, it's all really secure in there. Don't look.
Yeah.
You know? They've had that white paper out for quite some time. I think put out a few years ago, covering briefly the security built into iOS. But now to go through the level of detail that they've gone into is pretty cool. We've all but had absolute confirmation that the exploit that was used on the wherever it was,
San Bernardino versus
San
the
Bernardino
New York phone.
Yeah, it was an iPhone 5C, and it was because it didn't have that secure enclave.
Yeah.
So Apple have given more briefing about how that works now. So it's all good stuff, right?
Yeah, it's good, and it's important to know that they're actually trying very hard to look after us.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear security now on this. I'm sure Steve will go through the briefings with a fine tooth comb and give us a layman's version of it.
Yes, yeah. He's very good at that, isn't he?
Yeah, bit of propeller headness, but still understandable usually.
But like I said, that's what security is all about. You've got to get right down to the zeros and ones realistically to protect yourself, don't you?
Exactly.
So after showing us the robot recently, dismantling the iPhone, you can see it's basically paid for itself already. So Apple recovered nearly $40 million in gold through its recycling program last year, and $6 million in copper. So the recycling program is doing very well. As part of its annual environmental report that the company released yesterday, Apple declared that it had recovered nearly 90 million pounds of materials from Apple devices recycled through its program in 2015. 61 million pounds of those materials are reusable in future products, including 2,204 pounds of gold, and apparently that iPhone disassembling robot was a good investment. So it actually breaks it down nicely. You know, they even got 23 million pounds of steel, 13 million pounds of plastic, 11 million or nearly 12 million pounds of glass. So yeah, there's a fair bit of stuff in these: lead, zinc, tin, silver. Yeah, mainly steel.
Yeah, it's pretty extraordinary, really.
Yeah.
The amount of gold, even, you know, that's quite a bit of gold. Like, I don't know how many iPhones they started with to get that amount.
Yeah.
But just to recover that from last year alone is pretty,
maybe they've only just started to actually recycle, because I know that they've had the program going for a while, but maybe they've only just sort of got into the recycling and actually started pulling the machines apart. I can't answer it, but apparently the average smartphone contains around 30 milligrams of gold.
So I don't know. Somebody out there do the mathematics that's required there, because 30 milligrams to get up to however many 100,000 pounds is a lot of iPhones, isn't it? A few Macs as well, I suppose. There's probably a fair bit in a Mac as well.
Yes. Yeah, I would think there's a fair bit in the Macs, yeah.
As the article says, you know, it's better off doing that than becoming, you know, landfill or floating in the Pacific Ocean somewhere. Yeah. So that's good. Another, you know, nice thing another nice little add-on, I guess, you get for the money you spend with Apple.
Yes,
really.
yeah.
It's sort of,
it all adds up in the long run, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, what do you reckon with Siri spilling the beans on WWDC?
I haven't caught that one. No, go on.
No, so apparently early this morning I started seeing reports our time that ask Siri when WWDC is going to be on. Actually, we could try that, because I can't quite remember the dates. Hey Siri, when's WWDC this year?
The Worldwide Developers Conference, WWDC, will be held June 13th through June 17th in San Francisco. I'm so excited.
Oh, she wasn't finished. I turned her off. Sounds like she's pretty excited. Should have let her go. She's so excited. So there you go, 13th of June. And interestingly, when those dates were being spoken by Siri, they had not yet updated the WWDC website. It was still showing information from last year. So I believe officially they've let Siri break the news to people.
There must be so many programmers saying, "Hey Siri, when's WWDC? Siri, when's WWDC?" Like the first thing they do when they wake up in the morning.
I know. Well, you know, got to name in that lottery, don't you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So it's not quite as important to say, bang, here it is, and the first thing gets the ticket now that it's a proper lottery. So yeah, they can do things like that to make it interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was a cute little way of announcing the dates, well, unless it was in some other, in some other briefing elsewhere.
Yeah.
But as far as I can tell, the first place for it to be found was on Siri.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, I hadn't picked that up. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. You got to get your name in the lottery now, Mike.
Yes, get ready.
You can justify that, can't you?
Now you've just got to keep hitting the return key now, the refresh key for the web page now to find out when the lottery's going to be.
I don't know. I think they may have announced a time for that, but I don't have that one to hand. Yeah.
So adding to Apple's looking after the planet with the recycling, so now we've got Apps for Earth will send proceeds from 27 apps to the World Wildlife Fund. So for the next 10 days, and this is a couple of days old now, Apple will send proceeds from 27 popular apps in the App Store to the World Wildlife Fund as part of what it's calling Apps for Earth. The list includes mobile games like Angry Birds 2 and SimCity Build It, camera app VSCO, and messaging service Line. Some apps on the list are free, so Apple says that the WWF will also receive proceeds from in-app purchases as well. The environmental initiative builds on the iPhone makers' commitment to causes like climate change and conservation, and we know CEO Tim Cook has become more vocal about those issues in recent years, hasn't he? He's got right into it. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's more good things for us to do, just by having fun.
Yeah, I haven't actually picked any up. I don't know. Yeah. Apparently the guys in the Apple.
Oh, bless you.
Sorry about that. Let me start that again. So apparently also the Apple Store guys will be wearing green.
Green shirts, yeah, too. I heard about that. Yeah.
Period. Yeah.
So now I can go and get Angry Birds 2, line up for the Angry Birds movie, and not feel real bad.
Okay, fair enough. Angry Birds 2 is probably, I don't know, it's got to be a lot of those ones, doesn't there?
Yeah.
This version, that version, every other version of it. Money making machine that it is.
So we're up to next story. Geez, been knocking them over.
Yeah.
VentureBeat had a good story on the 21 tiny design features that show Apple's incredible attention to detail. So it's known for its insane attention to detail, and it's what sets Apple's products apart from the competition. Some of these are incredibly useful and make the products more enjoyable, while others are purely cosmetic. So I'll just list 5 of them out of the 21. The breathing sleep light. So on the MacBook Pros, for example, you get this little status LED at the front to tell you your computer's asleep, and it just, instead of flicking on or off, it just goes up and down, nice quietly. Mimics the rhythm of breathing, which is psychologically appealing. Yeah, because I'd like to keep breathing, if that's all right.
Oh. I'm alive. I'm just...
Yeah. Another one is a smart fan that listens. So when engaging the voice dictation feature on a newer Mac laptops, Apple automatically slows the internal fan speed to better hear your voice. Or watch the light travel in maps. If you select the satellite view in Apple Maps app and zoom out far enough, you'll be able to see the sun's light as it moves in real time across the Earth.
That's pretty cool, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. It's good if you have it going and then you go away. You go away and have lunch or something and come back and you're going, oh, geez, it's in the middle of the ocean now. Like,
that's how far it's moved in that time.
And this is one that I wasn't quite aware of. The blooming flowers on your Apple Watch. So the animated wallpapers on the Apple Watch aren't computer generated. They're actual photographs. So the company spent hundreds of hours filming flowers blooming over time to create its motion watch face for the Apple Watch. And one of the Alan Dye, who's the Apple's chief of human interface design, said, I think the longest one took us 285 hours and over 24,000 shots. So that's getting right in it. Yeah, and you can read all 21. Again, the link will be in the show notes. It's on VentureBeat.
Yeah, I went through some more of those too, and just while we're on the watch face, a couple of the other ones on there that I had sort of realised, because it sort of tells you on VoiceOver, it tells you this, but the solar system one, the one where you can have it go between the Earth solar system and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
moon, I think. Well, on the Earth, they always show exactly where you are with a little tiny green dot. So shows your location on the Earth, and the solar system, the layout there is exactly how it is in real time. You can use your time shift with
Yeah,
the dial. You go and see, move back and forwards through time to see where the planets are going to be if you're into all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Just little things like that. And I'd heard about the jellyfish, actually. The jellyfish on that watch are also live, real jellyfish that they put in a tank in the office somewhere and film for hours and hours and hours.
Oh, gee.
Interesting little group
Did
of
you
things.
hear a octopus escaped from a zoo in New Zealand the other day?
Okay.
They spent ages looking for this octopus that they couldn't find. Then they realised there was some marks on a pipe that went up, like they'd seen where it had gone up a wall and then down a pipe on the other side of the wall, and then gone over and escaped into the ocean, which is obviously next to the zoo, like Sydney Zoo. The aquarium's down near the water side. Got away, gone forever.
I'm out. Buggers keeping me locked up in that tank. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a good interview on ABC last night with Steve Wozniak. It was on Late Line, which is on at various times. Whether you're watching News 24 or whether you're watching just ABC 2, and it's on a bit later. But he talked about Apple's 40 years. That wasn't all, but he also talked about his thoughts on artificial intelligence and robots wiping us out, and also tech and education over the past 40 years in the future. And it was pretty cool. Yeah. What do you think?
And if you've missed it, then there's always ABC iView as well. So
Yes.
on your Apple TV or on your iPad or wherever, on your phone even.
Yeah.
Go to ABC iView and you can watch it there. But no, a good little interview. I didn't realise he I knew he was here often in Australia, but saying how his son has moved here and is an Australian citizen, and his granddaughter was born here and so forth.
Yeah.
And he actually was considering, if his lifestyle slows down a bit, actually moving to Australia and calling it home too. So interesting.
Well, he teaches at one of the universities in Sydney now.
Sydney University, I think he's a.
Yeah.
Or Canberra, I can't remember, but
No,
maybe
it's
a few places.
Sydney or UTS, one or the other.
Yeah.
Pretty cool teacher, I would imagine.
I think so. Yeah. You'd be happy if you had Steve Wozniak as a guest lecturer or a lecturer, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good interview, I must admit. So now we've also just reminding everyone about Aussie Tech Radio at aussietechradio.com, and then our sister shows, which are Aussie Tech Security and Aussie Tech Heads. It's been going for a long time now, the old Aussie Tech Heads. You can tell by looking at their heads.
It has, though, hasn't it?
So, and don't forget on the Aussie Tech Radio, you've got Osdroid podcast for people that are hard up, obviously, and just it says something about here about Cool Blind Tech, or Two Blokes Talking Tech, or Your Tech Life. There's just a couple of that are on the front page there talking about it. So
Stuff there. Yeah.
what a nice bunch of fellas they are.
Oh, we'll say so. Yeah. I better catch up. I've missed an episode or two. See what they've been up to. You've got a little how-to or something here?
Yeah, a couple of little things. I got a email the other day from Mac Talk, and so Mac Talk and Graphic Stock are giving away your chance to download anything you want from over 300,000 graphics, vectors, photos, backgrounds, icons. So over the next few days, there's only a few days to go, and when you got to put your name and address, and you actually have to give them your credit card details.
Okay.
So don't forget to unsubscribe at the end of that.
Yep.
And there is again a link in the show notes. But yeah, if you're after some images, I think there's also a 20-a-day download limit. But if you get 3 or 4 days, can be a good range of videos or backgrounds or icons or graphics.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you've got a couple of things coming up.
So there'll be a link from Mac Talk, I imagine, for that one.
Yes. Yeah. Then we've got so if you're running out of space on, because I've just gone through this, sorry. If you're running out of space on your Time Machine backup and you want to upgrade, so again, we will have a link here because it's pretty good. It is easy, but it's just a bit drawn out. So basically, you've got to get your new hard drive, which is 4 times bigger than the one you got, for example. Make sure it's formatted in the right way, which is GUID partition and Mac OS X extended journaled. Then you set the permissions, which is basically you ignore the ownership, so you don't really set any permissions. It's all done by your Mac. You temporarily turn off Time Machine. Then you copy the backup from your original to your new drive, and it can be generally a folder called backups.backupdb. And once you move it over there, then you set your Time Machine up in preferences again to say this is the drive I want to use, and it'll start backing up again. So you might go from a 500 gig to a 2 terabyte drive just to keep all your backups going, rolling along nicely. So yeah, it's a bit. It does take a while to copy across, but everyone is concerned about actually how long it takes. But don't think that it's just your machine. Just think that it's your machine that might be. Well, mine goes back 3.5 years now.
Wow, and it's all still fitting on there.
Yeah. So it was running out of space, so I've put it on a bigger drive. But yeah, it did take a while to back up. So it's not just. Don't think you're just copying your machine across.
Yeah, no, you're copying old versions of all these files.
Yeah, lots and lots of information,
done on
applications, and because you might want to go back to a certain date.
For you. So Time Machine backs up the actual applications.
Yeah.
All the apps in the app. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because you can go back and say restore at a certain date, which might be 2 years ago, because you've realised you desperately need to re-edit a movie, for example, that you can no longer edit. That app doesn't run on that operating system anymore. So.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know you could actually do that.
Yeah, you
restore
can go.
old versions of applications.
Or you can restore back to you could restore your whole machine back to a certain point. Because say that app doesn't work with El Capitan but did work with Mavericks, you could restore your machine back to that point. That's a very drawn out process, and you'd be desperate. But you might, the people are desperate to modify a file or read a file or something from back in those days.
Well, maybe I could restore my Mac from my my boot camp Mac back to when it was still working.
Yes. So that's basically all I've got. Again, all the information will be on the show notes very quickly. These much quicker now. I'm not quite as slack as I used to be.
Well, you've basically got the show notes ready to go there.
Yes.
Yeah. Very good.
Because I've got very lazy because we actually put the show notes that we use as the show notes, just so people know.
No need to redo anything. Just here you go. There it is.
Copy and paste it out of Pages into WordPress.
There you are.
And get rid of a couple of line spacings.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But yeah, that's all I've got, mate.
Yeah, well, I haven't got any what's names today, other than just one quick little app. I don't think I've mentioned it. Team Talk, for any of you guys into Team Talk on whatever. there's for a month or so now. There's been a iOS Team Talk
Okay.
that works really well. So if you are part of a Team Talk server with any gaming that you do, yeah, you can do that on your iPhone while your machine's doing other stuff.
All right. Team Talk.
Team Talk, yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
So I would like to say thank you to everyone. Thank you to Glenn at Aussie Tech Heads Web Hosting, and to all the other shows that we sister up with, and to my friend Garth. There he is, right there on the screen.
thanks for having me, Michael, and listeners, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Or
All the best,
watching.
everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night. Okie dokie.
Okay.
Lots
I
of
just
things
realised
on here.
Piezo puts light in the UV meters when you're recording, and when you click
Hey,
stop, that piezo meter, the recording program. So when you're recording,